Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you both for your testimony. Secretary Schenker, looking at the quotes behind me, can you understand that there's confusion regarding our policy? Can you please state unequivocally whether the United States supports Haftar's ongoing campaign to take over Tripoli?
Thank you, Senator. I can say unequivocally the United States recognizes the GNA, as does the rest of the international community. We do not support the Haftar offensive on Tripoli. I think these statements are actually consistent. Haftar has at times been a counterterrorism partner for the United States in Libya. And while we see many of his actions having been counterproductive, we see Haftar as part of the problem, but also necessarily as part of the solution. And we are encouraging him to participate in the negotiations.
So the administration does not support his ongoing campaign to take over Tripoli, right?
Correct.
Now, let me move to the comment you just made that in some respects he's viewed as someone who's fought against threats by those who we would be concerned of. Some of his backers assert that he's a saving grace against would-be jihadists who threaten the entire continent. However, it was the GNA with support of the United States who ousted ISIS from Sirte. And while there are very few totally clean hands all around, there are credible reports that Haftar has enlisted Salafi militias to fight alongside him. So can you point to clear instances of threats from Islamists that Haftar or the LNA have neutralized?
Not in this forum, but he has cooperated with us in instances on the ground.
Okay, so I would love to have whatever the forum is necessary to understand that more clearly, because I don't get it quite clearly, so I'd look to follow that up with you. Have U.S. officials engaged directly with Haftar, and what is your message to him?
Absolutely, Senator. Since August of 2019, when Ambassador Norland was confirmed, he has met with Haftar 4 times. Our chargé at the Leo has met, Josh Harris has met with Haftar once. Victoria Coates at the National Security Council has met with him several times. We are engaged with him. Yes, we meet with him, we talk with him.
Yeah,
just as we do.
What is your message to him?
The message to him is to engage in the UN-led political process by Hassan Salama to stop the offensive on Tripoli. That's the primary message.
And what's the response he gives you to those messages?
It's not been, to this point, exactly as we had hoped, but we are engaged.
He's rejected all your messages.
He did not sign on to the Berlin communique, which was the 55-point communique that talked about a cessation of violence.
So what does Haftar have to show for his advances other than increased proxy involvement in the country?
Haftar controls basically 75% of the territory through an agglomeration of militias that he has put together. That is this called LNA. But he does not control, this territory does not comprise but half the population.
Now, the French Ministry of Armed Forces confirmed in July that France had initially purchased U.S. manufactured Javelin anti-tank missiles recovered from militia forces aligned with Haftar. Credible reports have indicated that Emirati air support, including through the use of Chinese-manufactured drones, has targeted hospitals and migrant centers in Libya. Russia, as we've already discussed in some of your testimony, speaks to, has deployed mercenaries on behalf of Haftar. Turkey has deployed Syrian troops to fight on behalf of the GNA. So what engagement have you had with the major external players on military and logistical support they're providing? Because I have to tell you, in my conversations with some of the representatives of these countries here, they tell me, well, why are you complaining the U.S. supports Haftar?
So we've engaged involved countries to de-escalate. We've asked the United Arab Emirates, Turkey, and Egypt to use their influence through the GNA and the LNA to support the UN Joint Military Commission. I can't speak to the provenance of the equipment that that was used allegedly used by the UAE in terms of drones. I don't believe they were American. But we are requiring of all recipients of U.S. origin defense equipment to abide by their end use.
But we have major players for which we have relationships with, and we're not pressing them.
We are pressing them.
It doesn't seem so. When I talk to them, they tell me, I don't know why you're complaining, Senator. The U.S. tells us they're with Haftar. Anyhow, I'll stop there, but it's something to be pursued. I have other questions for later. Thank you.